What is going on, snipers? Naeem Al-Obeidi here. I hope all of you guys are having a wonderful day today. Let's go ahead and just dive right into our daily cryptocurrency analytics for today. We're going to be looking at Bitcoin and where prices are headed as we fall below this contracting falling wedge, alongside with looking at the MACD levels. This is our trading view chart. If you're new here on Snipers Tube, the link is in the description below to use this resource. It's a free resource, and we're going to be utilizing several different indicators, which I will teach you guys how to use today, including the volume, the 3 moving averages, the relative strength index, the moving average exponential, alongside with the MACD. And the MACD is going to be an indicator that we're really going to look at to determine how far down this correction is going to head. It stands for the moving average convergence divergence, and that divergence is really going to help us indicate at least a pattern in which we can see the magnitude of where this can go and where it can go. So if you guys are watching this for the first time, we are going to be referring to several different links. The Discord is going to be one. The link is in the description below, or if you look up top, you guys can actually use that link up there, maybe pause the video or something. This is a live stream, so apologize if it goes too long. The Discord is actually a resource where we have our whole community here. We actually have trading chats here, and this is all free. Trading under 101 right here, where you guys can look at all of these different patterns, the falling wedge that we're going to be drawing out. I'm going to show you guys a contracting falling wedge, which is a little bit different. It's not something that I've put on here. This is more for the basics, for the newer traders. Of course, we've got resources and such thereof. And we are still opening our trade alerts for those of you that want trade alerts, for those of you that have a little bit less time to really trade on your own. The link is in the description for our Patreon as well, and this is going to be closing up soon. There are limited spots here, so for you guys to get on there, all of these will include the trading alerts, any tier you pick, and they all have different little additions to them as well, so you guys can actually look at what suits you the best. Tonight we're doing a Ruby and Above Night Owl. If you're not going to be there, you guys will get the recording, so that's completely fine. You guys will always have those podcasts for yourself to listen to on your way to work, or so have you. Just so that you guys can have that information there. But let's take a look at Bitcoin. Let's look at the prices, and let's go ahead and get started with this live stream. So looking at current price levels, we're going to be drawing out this this contracting falling wedge here. I actually just got off a little call here with one of my mentors just to kind of discuss this whole scenario, because it is quite worrisome for a lot of people. However, in my opinion, if you handle it properly, you can come out of this making money rather than losing money. And what I'll tell you right now is there are certain ways here to play this market properly so that you aren't in the loss, or at least in the negative. And I'll talk about a little bit of how that's going to work here. So you can see we've got this descending falling wedge here. You've got this descending support level, this descending resistance level. At first, this wedge was actually pointed the other way. If you guys look here, this is kind of how this wedge was pointed prior. It had a little bit more steepness to it, and then you can see how it ended up kind of going back up, back down, and now we're still heading towards the bottom of that level. What I want you guys to pay attention to, though, is this MACD level. So if you actually pull up the MACD here and we do the 1-day chart, you guys can actually see here how the histogram is now lessening its steepness here, and this right here is an indication of sellers, and it's showing that there are a lot less sellers right now, because understand, selling is something that's finite. It's not infinite. It's not going to continue to happen, right? And with this histogram, it's a clear indication that there's obviously less and less selling going on. And if you actually look at the waves here, you can see we've got the first wave, second wave, third wave, fourth wave, fifth wave, and we are now entering that last wave. So it's like a rubber band. When you contract the rubber band, what happens? It contracts back, right? Same exact thing is happening here with this MACD. It's been way overstretched in my opinion. I think if we may start heading down a little bit lower, it could possibly see levels as low as 1600, maybe even entering the 1700 range. But after that, it's going to start tightening itself back up. It's going to start pulling itself back up. And when that happens, you're going to see price levels are going to start coming right back with it. If you guys looked here, we saw some very strong resistance right around the 50, it looked around, actually it was right at 6,000. And if you guys have watched Sniper's Tube over the past couple of days, you guys know I was predicting right around the 5,900 level is where we're going to see the bottom of this correction. And understand this is a healthy correction. So there's nothing wrong with this correction. You can see we're now heading towards this apex, which is the end of this contracting falling wedge, which you can even just draw it apart from this support line. You can even draw this along the bodies of this candle, and you can see we've actually come out of the falling wedge. If you were to draw it with the bodies, it looks a little bit different here on the 1 day. So if you draw it out like that, you can actually draw out these resistance lines as well to see how the apex is really around this area. And my expectation is as the MACD starts to fall, we're going to start coming back to these levels to really start to see some sort of stability back within this descending support line that was broken. And now you can see RSI is way under 30. If you pull up the RSI, if you guys know how to use the RSI, by the way, the RSI is the relative strength index. If it's over 70, it determines that something is overbought. If it's under 30, then it's oversold. And we've finally hit this level under 30. You can see it's never went below 30. The last time it went below 30, it shot right back up. And in my expectations right now, this is the time where you want to start putting in those buy orders if you guys are looking to get these good prices. And I would say to ladder in and dollar cost average your position into Bitcoin. Once again, this isn't financial advice, but I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing, and that's what I'm doing. We'll kind of go ahead and clear up this 200-day moving average. You can see it actually falls right alongside with this apex. So as this starts to head back into this contracting falling wedge, this 200-day moving average will also align perfectly with that being a support level. And I think that's where we're really going to find the true support for now. And coming out of there, it's going to be pretty undetermined whether or not we're going to enter that bear market zone where we're going to see horizontal price movements. Understand this, I actually said this recently in our Ruby and Above Night Owl, that the 200-day moving average is a very strong support level. However, understand that a bear market means horizontal price movement. In the crypto market, though, markets are extremely sped up. Markets are not as slow as traditional markets. If we look at traditional markets, you guys can see we also have a huge correction occurring right now. So hopefully this has helped and has made some sort of sense. Let's go ahead and see if anybody, somebody says, if you hit 100 likes, are you going to shave your head? No, I'm not going to shave my head for 100 likes. You're crazy. I mean, we'll probably hit 100 likes in like 5 seconds if I made that bet. Maybe if we hit 350. How about that? That's actually a pretty good goal. Somebody says, correction LMAO. Robert S. Yeah, it's a correction, dude. Of course it's a correction. What would you call this? Not a correction? Somebody says, how about 1,000? Yeah. Somebody says, do you buy BTC? Yes, I am dollar cost averaging my position into BTC. It's always good to have cash on the side, right? It's very important. Somebody says, don't do it, Naeem. We're at 110 now. Somebody says, what kind of tea you got? Tazo, Calm, Chamomile. I'm not a tea guy, just drink it. Somebody says, this is a crash, people, not a correction. Robert S. Well, that's your opinion, brother. Somebody says, Naeem, you're the man. Thank you. Appreciate that, Dom. Thank you, that cool kid. Yes, there you go. That cool kid is doing it. I like you, man. You're doing your thing. Any questions about this? According to our expert here, said it's a crash, not a correction. So why don't we just call it a crash to make him feel better? Any questions about this crash? Somebody said, oh, it's actually a super chat. Would you consider what is going on in the stock market good for crypto? Good question, Lemon. So traditionally in traditional markets, if you pull up NASDAQ, you can see we've had the worst day since 2008. We've never had a day as bad as what we've seen, this huge downfall. You can see how large this red candlestick is here. And let's pull up the actual NASDAQ composite here so you can see a better view of that. So this has actually been the worst day in the stock market since around 2008. We haven't had a day this bad. in a very long time. And what I'll tell you is this. If you read the book by Ray Dalio, we'll be giving out a book today. If you guys are watching this live, we'll give out the Internet of Money. I actually don't have the Internet of Money, but I have Mastering Bitcoin here. You can actually go on our Discord if you guys want to see all of our helpful reads. I highly recommend all of these books. But we'll give away one of these books tonight, and that's one of the most basic Bitcoin books there is to man, in my opinion. It breaks it down quite well. This is more of a textbook. But if you understand the traditional markets, you know, Ray Dalio, he ran one of the largest hedge funds in all of America. And Ray Dalio once said that every 7 to 10 years, you're going to see a correction in any market. And you look at the NASDAQ, you can see have been multiple corrections. If we actually go back here and pull up this 1 week chart, you can see here, this right here was the .com bubble. This right here was the 08 crash. And then now we've had about a 10-year bull market. It's going to be time for some sort of correction, in my opinion. What happens during a correction? People look for hedges, right? What is a hedge? A hedge is something that acts in the inverse manner of a specific asset class, commodity, or such thereof. So if we were to actually Google hedge, for those of you that are new here, type in hedge here, you can see an investment to reduce the risk of adverse price movements in an asset. So sorry if I blinded some of you guys. But that is what a hedge is. So your question is Bitcoin and cryptocurrency going to act as a hedge against the stock market? It could quite well do so. However, I think that a lot of the institutional traders are still quite weary of Bitcoin, but in my opinion, it will attract a lot of smart money. Understand, when price levels hit these lows, these really low lows, that smart money comes into the market at that point. They understand economics. They understand market crashes will lead to some sort of exuberance in the future, because market crashes are just like when there is exuberance, things go down. When there's things that go down in exuberance, they go up in exuberance. So it's the same philosophy. It works in both ways. And coming from traditional markets, I can tell you that with any correction or crash, and if you have played traditional markets in the past, you guys know that you'll typically see these run-ups. Once again, if you pull up this MACD right here and you look at these waves, it's forming a perfect histogram here where it's indicating that we are now finally weaving out all of those sellers, and there's a lot less than there were previously. And what that means is we'll most likely see prices at this point starting to contract back up, being the fact that there's a lot less sellers in the market. Prices have pretty much dried out and have dehydrated themselves. You can see if you're following the wave pattern here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's the last wave right here. At this point, I'm expecting this to go ahead and start to curve back. That would be the best case scenario. So we need to see this MACD starting to curve. So if I were you guys, watch the moving average convergence divergence here alongside with Bitcoin. So what we're going to be doing tonight in our Night Owl, if you guys don't have the Discord link, I highly recommend you guys get to become a part of a community. I actually just got off the phone with somebody that ended up making 25% during this decline a couple days ago, and he's an active day trader. He's always day trading. He made a 25% day in this down market, and he said the only reason he made 25% was because he was actually on our Discord, actually in one of our new chat rooms that was created called Margin Trading. If you guys go in there and listen in, there's always people in there pretty much talking.
Hey,
if you guys go into voice channels here, Crypto Voice,
how much do you pay him?
people are always in there.
It's like 25 bucks a month, and he gives you different trading calls like almost every day, every other day.
Yeah, there you go. Talk about trading calls. So highly recommend you guys get onto the Discord. The link is in the description below for that. Tonight we're all going to be going into the Ruby and above Discord. So that means that if you are a Ruby and above, we are going to be heading over there tonight and discussing this market crash, as well as talking about some upcoming ICOs that will have the potential to see some swings here coming into 2018, being that a lot of people are making money in these ICOs as well, guys. Understand there is this crash, but I just came back from a conference with the co-founder of Monero, and the whole topic there was ICOs, because if you guys really look into the markets and you look at where money is being created, it's with these parabolic run-ups that these ICOs receive. Sorry for that noise. Somebody says, hey Naeem, what is the name of your first indicator the first indicator where you can see the sell levels, I think, thank you in advance, the sell levels, this is the volume. So let's take some questions here. Let's see if we have some good questions. Now, what's your prediction on BTC's bottom price? 2,000, 3,000? No, my prediction is around 5,900 right now, 58.46 pretty much. That's where we found some previous support here, and that was right on that 200-day. And in my opinion, you see this contracting falling wedge. We're going to start heading right back into that, and I think we'll correct right back to that 200-day moving average as well. I just don't see Bitcoin going further than that, especially looking at the MACD. It's already on its 5th wave. I'm expecting some curve at this point. You can see if we were to actually move this a little bit and draw this out, you can see here the most ideal situation that we would want to see with the MACD here. Let's go ahead and insert this indicator for you. The most ideal situation here would be for this MACD to start to curve back, and all the indicators are indicating that that's going to happen. You can see wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would be my prediction for Bitcoin based upon the MACD and other levels. Sorry about that noise, guys. I tried shutting that off recently. Somebody says, should I hodl Ethereum or Tether? John Ha. Well, I just actually got some news from a connection of mine that knows Brock Pierce, who actually was heavily involved with EOS. And Brock Pierce is now on the board with Tether. And, you know, apparently, according to him, I got some news, quote unquote, that because he's now with Tether, if you actually go on his Twitter now, if you guys don't know who Brock Pierce is, he's very prominent in the industry in crypto, very well respected here. And he's actually in Puerto Rico right now, rebuilding some homes there and building actually a crypto city with other crypto billionaires there. But he actually is now, you know, he's a part of Tether. And, you know, from what I heard, the reason that they dissolved their relationship with their auditing firm is because the IRS wants to get transaction logs from them, not just an audit. And they want to protect user information. So that's what I heard. I'm not validating that once again, but that's a source of mine that has direct connection with Brock Pierce. And that's what I was told. So, hopefully that helps some of you guys out. Somebody said, crypto guy confirmed, time to buy. Somebody says, why go to Puerto Rico? Well, if you go to Puerto Rico, you actually get taxed 4% corporate tax, 0% dividend tax, and 0% capital gains tax. So it's a lot more efficient to move to Puerto Rico, especially with the new 2018 tax laws that have been implemented within crypto, to actually go there and lessen your taxes and reduce them significantly compared to being in the mainland of the United States where you're paying 39% tax, which I'm not against that. Once again, you know, I had the option to go to Puerto Rico, but I chose to stay here. I was actually just with my accountant recently and, you know, considering it. I would only consider it if you were going to consider it, at least, you know, you need to be making at least, I'd say, $250,000 a year, because that's really where you can get benefits. If you're making less than that, if you're making around 100,000, there are other ways that you can, you know, reduce your taxes. If you get, you know, if you move to a foreign country, you can go to any other country. It doesn't have to be Puerto Rico, and they'll, you know, waive 100,000 just depending on that. I'm not giving financial advice here. I'm just saying there's a intricate tax. There's a very complex system with that. Highly recommend getting with a CPA if you guys are making over 250,000, which you probably should, but I know some people that are cheap and don't. I don't recommend that. You can get a lot of information with them. Maybe even just do some free consultations. Somebody says, I'm here just to watch the Discord comments. Richard Thompson. Yes, so we do have our Discord that is there. How do I get the trade alerts? Yeah, so I actually just signed up for a couple programs. One of them costs like $3,000. I know I just signed up for one today, actually. It was like $250 a month. They're all trade alert programs, and I'm like, why not just allow our community to get access to those? So I'm actually switching up our Patreon program. This is actually where our trade alerts are going to be now. So for those of you there, before I close this, I'm going to keep this open for you guys right now. I actually changed it and added the trade alerts to all of the tiers here. So if you're a gold, ruby, sapphire, emerald, or diamond, you'll receive those trade alerts. So I'll be sending those out. There's actually a Patreon app that you can download, and that will actually give you push notifications. So I highly recommend that for those of you on there. Tonight, if you're a ruby and above, if you guys want to get a little bit more uncensored action and talk to me and talk to the team, we're actually going to be doing a night owl tonight on the ruby and above area here. So ruby plus just come into our Discord, and if you're a Ruby patron, it will automatically assign you the role, and you guys can come in here and talk more crypto. And then for those of you that aren't Rubies, it's no big deal. We have over 100 people in both, in these chat rooms, hundreds of people actually that are talking crypto 24/7. I think we just hit over 20,000 members on that. So there's a lot of information there for you guys to digest and understand, and it's helping a lot of people. So that's always a good thing. So somebody says, till when you recommend to buy in the best position? I would say dollar cost average your way into a position at this point. So dollar cost averaging is very simple. It's buying a specific amount. Let's say you have $1,000 and you want to put in a position at Bitcoin at this price level. So if you were to dollar cost average, then you would set up, I call price targets. So let's say one of your price targets is 6,300. I think that's a fair price target at these ranges. You'd maybe put in 25% of your buy order there. And then let's say your next buy target is 59.50. So you go to 59.50 and you put a buy order there, and maybe you do 25%, and then maybe you do another 50% at 5,500 if that's where you think it's going to bottom out. And then that's called dollar cost averaging your way into a position. By fractionalizing it that way, it minimizes risks, and it allows you to allocate your assets properly in a way that you can get the best buying position. And that's one form of dollar cost averaging. It's also called laddering. So there's a lot of names to it. There's a lot of ways that you can, understand it. But that's really what dollar cost averaging is. And I'm currently dollar cost averaging my position into Bitcoin at this point, being the fact that we are at these price levels that are extremely discounted, guys. It's like going to the store, right? I mean, would you guys rather go to the store and have a discount, or would you rather go there and pay retail value? So yeah, you're going to hear a lot of FUD about people saying that this is the end all be all for Bitcoin, which I'm not saying it's not, but in my opinion, we have very strong support levels. MACD is extremely overstretched. As you can see, we've hit that fifth wave, and in my opinion, we're going to start to see this curve a little bit. At one point, this thing was actually pointed right down, and I think that if we give this a little bit more time, it's going to curve out, and that curve is going to indicate that we're going to see price levels starting to go back up, and that's going to start increasing back, in my opinion, back into this contracting falling wedge. So somebody says, where can I buy BTC with credit card Amex? I think most places have now banned credit card transactions in the US. I know Bank of America, Chase, and I believe the other one was Wells Fargo. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know there are several banks that have now denied those type of transactions. So somebody says, what's your normal job, Mike Johnson? I actually had the ability to go full-time in trading on October 19th, 2017. I've been trading crypto heavily around 2014. I bought my first Bitcoin around 2010. I used to be a machinima partner and a director. I used to do Call of Duty videos. I was a gamer, and I needed a way to accept payments, so I chose Bitcoin because PayPal wasn't allowing me to use their services at the time. I never really kept it though, because it was almost like a hindsight bias. I just never held it, but I really started trading it because I came from traditional markets and Forex, and that's where I really learned the fundamentals of trading, understanding patterns, understanding indicators, and such thereof. And that's where I got into crypto around 2014. I decided to liquidate my assets because of the volatility. Volatility is really where you make money. Here's something that you guys probably don't know of. I highly recommend you do this. For those of you that really want to get into trading and understand trading, if you guys go on TradingView, this is a free resource. The link is in the description below. But if you actually go on here and you actually click here onto trade and click DOM, you guys can actually go ahead and actually just go down here and click paper trading. You guys can actually, do you guys know that you can sit here and paper trade? I'm $124 million down. I was just putting up random trades. But you guys can actually mock trade. So what this means is you guys can actually learn trading without using actual money. And I highly recommend doing this. If you guys are bored during this market, which I know a lot of you guys probably are, you guys can actually go in here and just literally do BTC USD and go on a 1 minute chart and literally day trade this. Like right now, I could literally put in a position right now. So let's say I'll just put in a position. I'll create a new order, buy, and I just click 1. There you go, my order executed, and you can literally see your profits. Like I'm -$3, -$1, and now I'm -6.60, -5, -2. I'm about to go positive in just a sec. Look, I'm +14. So you can literally practice and trade on your own without having to spend any money. I highly recommend that, guys, especially in this market where you can start learning. I learned how to trade. I remember it was around, I believe it was after '08 actually, but I remember trading traditional stocks in a down market, and I learned so much. And when the market started trending up, it became so much easier for me to make profits. So highly recommend it. Isn't that pretty cool, guys? Did some of you guys know that? Somebody says pull out game strong, LOL. Somebody says we need a rebound. Mike Roberts said this is trading view. Yes. So look at that, I'm $18 profit right now, $22. That's it, I'm selling out. Let's close this position. There you go, done deal. I just made 18 bucks, guys. Look at that. Told you. I know how to trade. I'm just messing with you. I know how to trade. I'm just not trading legitimately right now with this paper trading platform. But for those of you that do want to get into trading, I do one-on-one coaching and mentorship for our Diamond Patreons. Today was with one of our Diamond patrons. We had a one-on-one mentorship, and I taught him, how to use the paper trading platform, because he's looking to go full-time in trading. And since I did that at one point in my life, I was able to really guide him on how to do that, because it doesn't take much. Like, let's say you make $4,000 a month and that's all you need. Well, you take $4,000 and you divide that by 4, and that's $1,000 a week. And theoretically, if you wanted to work 5 days a week trading, so let's say $1,000 divided by 5, that's 200 bucks a day, right? So all you got to do is make $200 a day to be able to sustain yourself as a full-time trader. And you can travel the world. You can be in Bali, you can be in Hawaii, and you can trade and make money like that. And it's something that a lot of people do. I remember there was this individual part of this program called Infinite Prosperity that actually inspired me to get into trading quite a bit a while ago. There was an awesome founder. Her name is Amy Sangster from Orlando. She's actually from Australia, and she founded that program. And I actually learned trading through that program. It was an online program. It's still out right now. It's a Forex program, but 80% of the course is psychological aspects of trading, because that's where the most of the trading comes from. So highly recommend that. Evan said, Naeem, let's get rich. Yeah, for sure. Somebody says, damn it, live chasing SoCal to watch it or not. Yeah, I'm actually right here in Santa Monica. Somebody says, will you cut your hair if we hit 300 likes? Sure. If we hit 300 likes, I will cut my hair. For sure. Oh man, you guys are crazy. Somebody says, how long do you think it will take for the market to rebound? Oh my gosh, now all the likes are just jumping through the roof. You guys are, every time you guys do that, you guys are ridiculous. You guys really want my hair gone. I actually did it around 2,000 subs, but they said go bald, and I had to go bald, and I ended up cutting the whole thing. I went to my barber, and I was, oh my gosh, we're at 260? Oh shoot, we just broke 300. I said cut my hair, I didn't say go bald. If we hit 500, I'll go bald. How about that? If we hit 500, I'll go bald. I won't go bald, I'll shave my head. How about that? Because I actually can't go bald. I have a scar that it's actually right over there that you can't go bald. Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. I don't mind cutting my hair, but I don't want to shave it off. You guys are ridiculous. Somebody said, shout out to me for no reason, DJ Bean. Ben said, Bitcoin needs to drop around 2.5, then I'm all in. I doubt it'd go to 2.5. That would be quite significant with institutional money in the market, especially if you look at Ethereum, for example. Ethereum has now dropped, but understand that most tokens are built on the ERC20 platform. And for Ethereum to go downhill, understand a lot of these ICOs are now just going down to scraps. And it's unfortunate, but it's just the reality of the situation, because these ICOs, they raised funds in Ethereum, right? So when Ethereum drops, then they lose out on a lot. And it's quite unfortunate, but it's just the reality. So, I just don't see it going, to nothing, because that's not what this is. This is a healthy correction. People are calling this a crash. It's not a crash. I mean, look at this. Do you see this exuberance? With exuberance comes corrections, because you don't see this type of exuberance and then it goes and completes it and it keeps going, right? That doesn't happen. You will see a correction. It's just a matter of what is the magnitude of that correction? Because you can never determine magnitude, but you can determine price levels and price movements. That's probably the most predictable aspects of the market. So highly recommend you guys get an understanding of that, right? Somebody says LTC was stronger during this crash. Somebody's saying, where do I get the trade alerts? I signed up for Ruby Patreon. Awesome, man. Well, good to have you. I actually have a ton of people here, it seems like, are getting on that. Yeah, so yeah, we're pretty much, so tonight after this live stream, we're going to be doing a little after party. It's going to be on our Discord. There's a mobile app on this. There's actually a phone app. This is a free resource. Any of you guys can get on this. I highly recommend it. Like, don't be stubborn. I know some of you guys haven't downloaded a new app in like 5 years. This is actually a social media platform. I think it's going to take over Twitter and Facebook and stuff in terms of user interaction, because you can actually go in here and do like voice chats. There are people here that just trade all day, and
the lady boys in the Philippines.
And you also gotta watch out for the president.
So people just come in there, right, and they're just talking about. Typically, they're doing trades. Obviously, sometimes.
You talking about president of the chat?
So they go in and out. But I highly recommend you guys get in there. And some people just come in there. You can see most people's mics are muted. They just listen in. Maybe there's some introverts. But you also can just post breakout charts and stuff. So if you guys want to know, what trades to make. Sometimes you guys have like long days at work and stuff. This is where this comes in use. You don't have to go through all the charts yourself. You don't have to go through CoinMarketCap. You can just see where all the breakouts are occurring. Because we have 20,000 plus members on this, it's constantly being updated 24/7. There's people from all around the world on here. But tonight we're going to be doing a Ruby and Above Night Owl. So we're going to be under this voice chat, under Patreon chat, Ruby Plus. And I look forward to seeing all of you guys there tonight. We're actually all assigned ICOs to talk about, and we're also going to be talking about more of the markets and taking questions from you guys. So I'd love to see some of you guys there. I'd love to meet some of you guys for the first time. Our Patreon link is in the description. If you guys are Rubies, you will be allowed there. And there's also trade alerts that we send out. So if you guys want the trade alerts, you guys can get into any one of these platforms. I do want to give a couple shout outs here because we do have a ton of new people here. Shout out to our new Ruby Kyle Chambers, Ian Brillantes, Arnav Mangaraharan, Nick Bannister, Christopher Brett, and Colby Hemming, new Rubies on the Snipers team. Good to have you guys. I'll see you guys tonight. Look forward to that. Make sure you guys get the Discord app on your phone or your mobile or your desktop. It works on every platform, so you guys can get in there. And let's take some more questions. Somebody says, oh, we got a super chat. Let's see what the super chat has to say. Everyone join the Discord. It's the best community I've been in for the last 2 weeks. Awesome, man. Good to hear that. AWC on YouTube. We got a ton of YouTubers here. We're live on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube now. So that's awesome. Let me go ahead and pull up this chat log. Somebody said wearing a suit makes you a better trader. I guess, right? It's all about your confidence. Confidence is a big part of trading. Somebody says bald. Oh man, we hit over 500 likes. All right, I guess I'll have to cut my hair off. Yep, well, you guys will see me with my hair cut off tomorrow. Hey Siri, remind me to get a haircut tomorrow.
Okay, I added get a haircut to your reminders for tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow with no hair. You guys got me at 2,000 subs, and now you're getting me at 40,000 subs. How about this? If we hit 40,000 subscribers, I'll dye my hair blonde if we hit 40,000 tonight. You guys want to play that game? I'll play the game too. I'll play the game just as hard as you guys play that game. We got 39,087 subscribers right now on YouTube. If we hit 40,000 by the end of the night, I'll dye my hair blonde. That's less than 1,000. We have over 1,000 viewers right now, so you guys want to play the game? I'll play the game just as hard. Shout out to Colby Hemming, just became a new Ruby. Shout out to John Bain. That sounds like a really tough name. That's like the guy from Batman. Somebody says, or black and blonde. No, I'm fine. So we got a super chat here. Somebody said, do I have to register to Patreon with the same email I already use for Discord? The email I want to use for Patreon, I can't in Discord. No, when you're on Patreon, just connect your accounts together. So you can actually just connect your accounts. It's on the Patreon. When you get on there, and he pulled it up. It's actually, if you go down to the, as soon as you open up the Patreon, this is how it looks. So all of our trading alerts and stuff will be posted. You actually get push notifications on your phone, so just make sure you have your phone handy and dandy there. But you just click this link here, link Distorted Pig, and it'll automatically link it. And then tonight we're going to be under the Ruby and above. You can see we already have a couple early birds there, so that's good. And that's how you do that. So yes, trading alerts. So the trading alerts are going to be coming not just from me. I post my own trading alerts, but I'm actually subscribed to some other platforms that cost like thousands of dollars to subscribe to. And there's actually one called Palm Beach Group. There's one called Crypto Profits, one called Signal Profits, and they cost thousands of dollars to subscribe to. And you know, I was like, why might as well just subscribe to them all myself and then just forward those indicators to you guys for, you know, almost nothing. So that's why I kind of set that platform that way. I just want to advertise it like that because I don't want to get banned from those platforms. So I have to make sure that I'm pretty, you know, quiet about that. Somebody says, till when can you recommend to buy in the best position? I would say dollar cost average your way in, once again. Somebody says, I want in. Where do I start? Lars Weckensberg. Somebody will post a link, or the link is on the top. Just copy and paste that. Somebody says, you just said it publicly, bro. I did, but not really, because it's a live stream, and nobody's going to watch this 1 hour live stream to find information like that. So theoretically, it's only to our community, and I doubt that anybody that founded those are going to be doing it. And even if they do something, I'll just sign up under a different name and get those alerts. So I'm not that worried. Somebody says, for 750 likes, can you get a mohawk? Sure, for 750 likes, I'll do a mohawk. Carlo Bilano. You guys are ridiculous. Just because I'm willing to accept these challenges, you guys take advantage of it. That's hilarious. So, oh man, our subscriber count is actually pushing up really fast right now. If we hit 40,000, I can't go blonde. That would be weird. I'm in LA right now, so I can easily probably go to a parlor and just say, get me blonde. They're like, oh yeah, we have tons of those. That's the 5th one today. Somebody says, hey, so is there any relationship with Crypto Sniper? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Somebody says, oh man, FOMO said, what will happen after tomorrow's SEC meeting? I think that, I mean, we'll think about it. What has happened after any meeting, right? Every time there's a meeting, it's always negative, right? I think the SEC meeting is good. I think the Security and Exchange Commission needs to start talking about crypto. I think that the regulations are very lacking right now in the market, especially with the way it's handled in taxes. I think it's quite ridiculous how they handle it. You know, I just feel like the fact that they're charging you, or they're taxing you on short-term capital gains pretty much by taxing you on every coin transfer or trade, it gets quite costly. I mean, after you're swing trading 5 or 6, 7, 8 different coins, it can cost quite a bit. So you know, and that's not, I'm sure that's not what they're going to talk about, because that's more of like the, you know, the IRS and the SEC. But I think that tomorrow is going to be important. I just don't know if it's going to affect the market as much as the market's already been affected, right? You know, buy the hype, sell the news. Sorry about that. Sorry. Somebody said, ever tried keto diet? No. Somebody says, F regulation, who wants a larger police state? All people who are big on Bitcoin say it's a correction, but it was nearly below 6,000 today. Explain. Well, understand that we were only at 5,000 on November 11th. So that's my explanation to you. We had an exuberance. We had an exponential parabolic amount of growth. We're going to see a parabolic exponential exuberant consolidation. So it just makes sense. There's a falling wedge. We fell out of it, which is expected in a consolidation where emotions are stirring. Understand, this is all emotions. Trading is all emotions, right? Trading is psychological. There's nothing more to it. And that's the fact of the matter here. And that's what we're seeing tonight. It's all emotional. Somebody says, bro, you always got a fly coat on. Thank you, Rob here. Appreciate that, man. Somebody says, turn down for what? One Sal said, agree. It's a correction. Thanks, McAfee. Somebody says, super chat $20. Somebody says, is the Ruby chat being recorded? I want to join, but I'm not in the night time zone, early morning here, and I'm in school. Yes, Nicolaj. So all Rubies, by the way, guys, everything is recorded here. So when you guys become a Patreon, you guys actually receive podcasts. So everything is recorded. If you're a Ruby, all the live calls, all the night owls, all the ICO masterminds, strategies, techniques, early news, all that is sent to you in a podcast. And you guys are typically going to be getting that. You're going to get multiple every week. If you're a Sapphire, you get something every single day because you get on-the-go knowledge podcasts and exclusive content. Which basically means you get all of the recordings of everything. So here you'll get all the live calls and night owls for the Rubies. Sapphires, you'll get all the live calls and everything for everyone. So it's not just for the Rubies. So this is if you guys really want information like that isn't out in the public. Because it's not just me, it's people that come in. And then if you're an Emerald, instead of having to use Super Chat all the time, this will give you unlimited coin requests. This will give you a specific channel here on the Discord where I respond to every message. So this kind of gives you a little bit more access to me without having to do like one-on-one mentorship. But if you want one-on-one mentorship, we have that. I think there's only one spot there for that and one spot for the there's a limited amount. So this will run out soon. But yeah, we actually just got a ton of shout out to Spiffy-tastic, new Ruby. Shout out to Victor Nipomuceno, new Ruby. Shout out to John Bain once again, new gold. Somebody says ICX, what does the technical say about it? Well, I'm not doing too much technicals right now because for the most part, every market's in a consolidation mode right now. So if you pull up anything, you can see it's all consolidation. So Tron is consolidating, you know, Cardano's consolidating. If we do PIVX, it's consolidating. If we do anything, I mean, every coin, Zcash is consolidating. If you look at Ethereum, it's consolidating. Litecoin is consolidating. Well, Litecoin BTC is up. That's good. But if we're looking at USD valuation, everything is down. But let's pull up Litecoin. Look at Litecoin. Look at that. So if we were to pull up the coin market cap here, let me actually, sorry about that. Some of you guys are getting blinded from that. I'm not going to do that again. I'll pull up the coin market cap version here. So if you pull this up here, you can see with most of these coins, we're down in USD valuations. But if you pull up BTC valuations, we're not that bad in a lot of these coins. Like Neo is pretty torn up. Ethereum has been getting a little teared up, but coins like Cardano aren't really being affected right now in the past 24 hours in terms of BTC valuations. Tether is 28% up. Zcash is 6% up. Status is 5% up in BTC. Satoshi values. Cryptonex 16% up. Revain. So there are some coins that are still making it through this downturn, at least in Satoshi valuations. But in USD valuations, we're pretty much all gone right now. Somebody says, can you cancel a Patreon at any time? Yes, Future. Yeah, it's risk-free. I mean, if you don't enjoy it, you can always, yeah, I mean, that's definitely, we haven't had much. We actually have had very little, you know, cancellations or anything. I don't think we've had, I think we had like a couple, very little. People really enjoy that. I mean, most of these trading alert platforms cost like thousands. I'm like signing up for these platforms that cost like thousands of dollars a month. And I mean, it's ridiculous, you know. I actually have one here I can maybe pull up. Let's see here. Yeah, there's one right here. I'm not sure where it's at, but yeah, I mean, there's tons of them. I can't even find it, but I was like, might as well just sign up for them and look at what the trade alerts are, vet them out, and then post them. Somebody says, what's the point of Litecoin though? It was actually, Litecoin's been around for a long time. I mean, Litecoin is, you know, it's the little brother of Bitcoin. You know, it was created by Charlie Lee right around 2013 alongside with Ethereum, and it was a fork pretty much of Bitcoin, just with a higher max supply. So it acts like a Bitcoin in many ways. There's not really much you know, intrinsic value in regards to smart contracts being built on top of it, or allowing it, you know, allowing dApps to be built on top of it, or anything of that nature. And it's just a, you know, it's a basic proof of stake coin, so nothing much to it. Somebody says, what's the difference in fiat and Satoshi valuations, or why should one be chosen over the other? Pax Justicia. Well, you want to look at Satoshi valuations if you're trading with Bitcoin. So when you're trading like most coins against Bitcoin, because that's the only coins that accept the trading pair, then you want to use Satoshi valuations, because let's say you're trading Bitcoin against Cardano and Bitcoin is going up, but Cardano's valuation against Bitcoin is going down, you don't want to make that trade. So that's why you do that. It's a simple philosophy, unless you're only using, proof of work. Sorry, Riwad. Sorry, proof of work. Proof of work is where you mine the Bitcoin. Proof of stake is where you hold it and the mature coins generate Bitcoin or coins. Somebody says very low fees. Somebody says valuing in Satoshi is just easier. Yes. Somebody says LTC is also faster to send. Yes. I went to a Korean barbecue restaurant out in Florida and Central Florida, and there was a Korean barbecue place there, and they accepted Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. And I've been there twice, and I've paid in Litecoin and Ethereum, so I haven't paid in Bitcoin. Transaction fees are way too high, and it really wasn't worth it. But it was cool. It was cool as a business that they accepted it. You know, it was like they gave you 15% off for all transactions in Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Litecoin. So, you know, I highly recommend you guys, if you have small businesses around your town, encourage them to adopt cryptocurrency, at least in some way, right? It really goes a long way. Somebody says, only because they have less transactions though, right? Nothing with new technology. Well, they have a couple things. They have Light Pay right now, which is interesting. And apparently there are rumors that they might do some sort of partnership with Monero, which would be, I think, the first of its kind. And that would enhance a lot of its reputation, in my opinion. Monero is a very reputable, very strong privacy coin. Probably one of the strongest I know of. You know, there's tons of privacy coins out there, but Monero really does its job with what it needs to do, and it has a very strong community behind it, very strong developers, and in my opinion, has a very bright future. Somebody says, why do you wear a suit jacket every night? Liberals, and I don't know. That's my style. Why do you come to my live stream and watch me wear a suit jacket every night? Like, it's just what we do, right? Somebody said, still hard to pitch cryptos to brick and mortar, nothing stable enough except Tether. You can still pitch them easily. Tell them that you don't have to pay Visa and MasterCard transaction fees, and if they keep it in crypto and then hold it for a year, they pay capital gains tax rather than corporate tax. So if you understand it, then it's easy to tell them to do it. You know, somebody says eBay is dropping PayPal as a payment system. They're switching to crypto. Interesting. That's a rumor right there. Somebody says, when will it end? Well, based on the MACD, let's do a quick update here. You can see here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave here. I expect this, I'll go ahead and delete this, to go ahead and roll back. What we're looking to see is this MACD to start to cross. Before we see this cross, what we're going to see is the relative strength index first do its cross. So the relative strength index, as you can see, it's starting to pivot. You see how it just started pivoting? In my opinion, we're going to see that start to come back around just like it did previously. When RSI is under 30, that it's considered oversold. And that's where you see price levels start to reverse. And I'll show you an example here. So if you were to look at this chart here and just looking at the RSI, if you knew that over 70 was a peak, you could have sold here. And look how the RSI went down after that. Price levels also went down. So it's a clear indicator of where prices are headed and if it's overbought or oversold. It's a great indicator to use when you're day trading. Look at this. RSI peaks out here. Peaks out, RSI peaks out, indicator of a consolidation, prices drop. So here's the opposite. If you want to make money with the RSI dips below 30, it hits bottom. There you go. You put your buy order in. You tell yourself, I'll sell whenever it hits over 70. Bam, it hits over 70 for the first time right up here. That's all this right here is profit. So RSI right there, just by using one indicator, I just showed you guys how you can make huge percents or huge percent gains without really focusing much on anything other than that. Somebody says, yen, I grow beard. Somebody says, if we hit if you hit 40,000 subscribers, are you going to dye your hair blonde? Yes, if we hit 40,000 subscribers on the live stream, I will dye my hair blonde. I think we're at like 39,200 or something. So we only need a couple more, and we have like 1,500 people watching, so I'll do it, fine. You guys are insane. You guys always make me do crazy stuff. I already have to cut my hair, so somebody says, is the RSI your favorite indicator, DJ Zeem? The moving averages are my favorite, I think. I love moving averages. You can see how we bounce off these moving averages quite a bit. 100-day, 50-day, 50-day drop below, bounced on the 100, bounced on the 200 and then dropped. So I like it because it really tells you where prices are headed, if they're oversold, overbought, and it's just a different fashion, right? Man, all of our subscriber counts just skyrocketed. You guys are crazy. You guys really like embarrassing people. So he says, how will stock market crash affect crypto, bro? I think people will come from the stock market as, you know, as almost like an optimism towards our market, being the fact that our prices are low. Think about it. As a trader, right? I'm a trader, so I think like a trader. And if I'm trading stocks and I am expecting a huge crash in the stock market, I'm going to look for another market to hedge against with my currency and my assets. So I'll liquidate my stocks and I'll look at crypto and say, well, look at Bitcoin. We're under the 50 and the 200 and the 100. It looks like we've had a huge correction. Why not just put my money in crypto? So I think it will have an influence on the stock market. Will it influence it much? No. The stock market's way too big to be influenced by the crypto market, which is very minute compared to the stock market. But I think there will be a very small influence. But it's probably just as small as any other influence was at the stock market back in 2000 when the dot-com era was occurring. So somebody says, rice to eat. Yes. Somebody says, is 1 million enough Digibyte to hold for 1 year? I don't know. That one scene, dude. How much of your Patreon you have in crypto? Yeah, so our Patreon, we do our trade alerts on Patreon. So if you guys are Patreons, the link is in the description. I think somebody's posting on the chat too. You guys can actually get any of our trade alerts there. And we'll be posting trade alerts as this market starts to run up, which altcoins are going to be the best altcoins to put your money in to see the largest gains. So that's going to be the focus of our trade alerts over the next couple of days. We have several different platforms on the Patreon. So you have Snipers Gold, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and Diamond. All of them include trading alerts. I went ahead and made that change today. So, you know, before that closes, if you guys want to get in on that, the link is there. But it is limited, so I can't just have, you know, everyone on the Ruby Patreon or the whatever, and then, you know, that'll kind of dissolve the reasoning for it, because we want to keep this as an exclusive group, because we have most of our trading chats here with over 100 people, but we want to keep this a little bit less. And for those of you that don't come into our night owl or don't come into the voice chat, you'll get the podcast version, so you'll still get the information that really matters, and it's the stuff that you actually need to actually enhance your trading experience and where you're headed. Somebody says, could I see an example of a trading alert? Yes, you can see an example. Let me pull it up here. So this is kind of how that looks. So yeah, here's a kind of how the trading alerts look. So when I post the trading alerts, it'll come like this. So the podcasts look like this. You can actually pull this up on your phone. There's an app. You can get push notifications on Android or iOS.
The information from Naeem and any other Snipers Tube affiliate or members.
So it's a professional.
Really that low. However, I am still holding certain coins that I just don't.
So you pretty much get up to date, you know, forecasts. For those of you that are like on the go, it really helps. That's why a lot of people like to do the Emerald, which gives you all of those. And then if you guys go here, this is a trading alert. So this was like one trading alert. I told people, you know, stop loss zone, buy zone, profit zone. This was before the crash. So since the crash, I haven't formed much trading alerts, just being the fact that, you know, it's not necessarily the best time to do trading alerts. It's funny because I subscribe to all these other programs that that do trading alerts, and all of them are saying like, hey, we're on the sidelines, we're waiting, we don't want to catch a dropping knife. So if you look at any trading alerts right now, all of them are pretty much on a hold right now, because you don't trade markets like this, at least as a swing trader or value investor. I mean, you're looking to get the best possible prices, you're looking at dollar cost average, and then it's fine. If you're looking to day trade, that's also fine to certain degrees, right? Remember we talked about that paper trading? You guys can actually go on TradingView and do paper trading here, and you can trade without even having to use real fiat. So if you right click here, create new order, you can literally buy a trade right now, and look, it's telling me my profit margins, so I can tell whether or not I made a good decision. And you can literally trade any coin. So you go to Litecoin, just like an exchange, and this is all free too. Link is in the description too for that. So highly recommend you guys get on that and start practicing, right? So you can see order placed, order executed. If I want to close my position, I just right click, close position, just like that. And you can actually, so this is, my account balance is 100,000 right now, it's 99,000. I can reset my paper trading account, I can put how much money I want in there. It's really simple. That's what I'm saying. Like, all of these are simple resources. Some of you guys, I know some of you guys haven't even downloaded our Discord yet, and I feel bad for you guys. Like, you haven't seen the power of the community and the collaborative intelligence. My mentor always taught me this. He said, Naeem, anytime you can get around people that know something that you don't know, sit down and listen, don't talk, right? And I agree, 100%. And that's something that's helped me a lot. I come in here sometimes, you can ask them, I come in here just listening in. Like, I sometimes would just click Crypto Voice and listen in.
It was like something I was writing, I was trading up on, and all of a sudden, I had bought it with Bitcoin, and I owned Ethereum, and I lost about $150.
So this guy just talked about losing $150. That could have helped you prevent yourself from losing $150. And then you can even download this on your iPhone and be in the shower and listen, or be on your car or at work and listen. So, like, people literally will sit in these chats for hours. Literally, there's always over 100 people in here just listening. You can see their mics are closed. Some people actually have their headsets closed too. They're not even listening, but they're just in the chat because they know how important it is. Some of them only have limited amounts of space. So, like, you guys want to be careful and you guys want to get in on those. By the way, tonight we're doing a Ruby and above. So I showed you guys the Patreon here. For those of you that are on our Patreon getting the trade alerts, if you're a Ruby, which is like one of the second levels here, the second tiers, come into our Night Owl tonight. It's going to be under Ruby Plus, and this is where we're actually going to go in and talk about this market. But specifically, we all have ICOs assigned to us. We did this about a week ago, and we're all going to be talking about upcoming ICOs to trade as this market starts to recover, and then possible altcoins as well that we can trade as the market recovers that will have the most profitability. Because what's the question people have now? It's, well, which altcoins should I buy, right? And a lot of people don't want to get into Bitcoin right now. So if that's the case, I have a pretty good answer to that. And my answer to that, I'll tell you right now, is dApps. What altcoins could you build D applications on, right? Because Ethereum and Neo, for example, are two altcoins that can support decentralized applications. And because of that, there's a stake for those coins to stay up and running, right? So there's VCs, if you guys know what that is, venture capitalists that have money in Ethereum that don't want to lose their money. So they'll hold and they'll keep Ethereum because they know that their investment is in the company that they've funded through Ethereum, and those VCs don't want to lose their money. So there's less money coming out of Ethereum. And that's why Ethereum, in my opinion, has huge potential for 2018. Because think about it, if Ethereum goes to nothing, that means all of these ICOs, all these companies are done. Because that means all the funds they've raised are rendered useless, right? So let's loosen up a little bit. So yeah, that's just the fact of the matter. And not only that, if you think about it, Ethereum in itself has a quarterback that won't give up, in my opinion. I think Vitalik Buterin is a great leader in this industry. He started Ethereum when he was 19 years old, but he's definitely progressing it. You know, they have an issue with speed, but their scalability is there, right? EOS has an issue with scalability because they centralize their servers within 21 nodes. Ethereum doesn't centralize their servers within 21 nodes. Ethereum has they have almost unlimited nodes, right? Because it's just like Bitcoin. It's spread out. It's proof of work right now. They want to transition to proof of stake. So with that being said, understand that Ethereum, in my opinion, has the scalability potential. It just needs the speed. I think speed is a little bit easier to solve than scalability, because with 21 nodes, you only can scale so much versus Ethereum that has many nodes. Somebody says, trim those mofo eyebrows. Somebody says, take it off, and then a winked. You guys are weird. Somebody said, if we hit 40,000 subs, he's gonna dye his hair blonde. Yes, I'll dye my hair blonde if we hit 40,000 subs. I don't think we'll get there. Oh my gosh, we are actually getting there. We have a ton of new subscribers out of nowhere. You guys are ridiculous, man. 39,208. Like less than 700 something subs, and we have to dye my hair blonde. Somebody says grow a mustache. I'm fine. Somebody says, where's the Night Owl tonight? The Night Owl will be here in the Discord under Ruby Plus. So for those of you that are new Rubies, we'll be in there tonight. Matter of fact, shout out to Jay Kirk, just became a new Emerald, or yeah, Michael Soares just became a new Gold. Thulasa Diher Betty just became a new Ruby. Danny Tao just became a new Ruby. Shout out to Danny. Shout out to Sean Nevins, just became a Ruby. Shout out to Dennis Imori, just became a new Ruby. Shout out to Spiffy-tastic, just became a new Ruby. Shout out to Victor Nepomuceno, just became a new Ruby. Shout out to Colby Hemming, just became a new Ruby. Good for you guys. See you guys tonight. Make sure to get on here, turn on your push to talk. So click voice and videos, push to talk, set up your master key. If you don't want to talk, that's fine, just listen in. And those of you that don't make it in your Rubies, you'll get the recording as soon as it's done. So we'll send that out immediately afterwards. You won't have to wait for that. Somebody says, what is Joe T? Just go on the link, brother. Just pull up the link. If you pull up the link, it's patreon.com/snipers. It has all the information on there. Oh my gosh. The subscriber count's flying through the roof right now after that. People really want me to dye my hair blonde, apparently. Somebody said, interesting. Yes, you're very welcome, Colby. Somebody says, I thought I bought Neo for cheap at 103 till I seen the big drop. Should I have waited? Ace King. Listen, man, you're not going to get every trade the way you want it to, but here's something else I do want to point out. Every time you see these downturns, you're always going to see some sort of bull flags form, right? And I think that's the biggest thing you have to understand at these lower price levels if you're planning to sell, is you never want to sell in the red. You want to sell in the green. So whether the red is going even lower, wait until you start seeing that bull flag form, that green, right? I'll give you an example. You can see with any downturn, like let's pull up the NASDAQ crash, right? The .com bubble of 2000. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about here. So if you guys want to do a side-by-side comparison of how this is looking towards the true bubble that people refer to all the time, I can show you that. So let's do a comparison here. You guys want to do a comparison? Say I on the chat if you guys want to do this comparison. Say I. E-Y-E. Somebody said, I need a time machine. Somebody says, don't huddle. Dom said I. Nayeli said I. David said I. FlipZ3 said I. Let's see. A. Somebody said nay. They're probably from Australia. Liberal. Sheriff said I. John, I wonder if the sheriff is actually a sheriff. Shout out to all the sheriff. Shout out to all the emergency responders out there, by the way. Shout out to all the teachers. All of you guys get underpaid. Shout out to all the nurses out there. Thank you guys for everything you guys do. You guys are awesome. I wish you guys can become full-time traders and not have to deal with any of that crap anymore and be financially independent. And that's the one hope I have for you for 2018. And hopefully you guys believe in that yourselves so you can see that accomplished for yourself. So we're doing a side-by-side comparison, by the way, of the NASDAQ. Somebody says, Trent, hi. Animal said, I. Ben said, A. Pedro said, I like it. Buff said, A. Amplify said, I lost my life savings this month. That's not good. Don't invest more than you're willing to lose. I am David. That is me. Yes, it's you. Dom said A from Twitter. Good. Nobody from Twitch is saying anything. That's surprising. I guess they're being taken over by YouTube. Come on, Twitch, fight back. Somebody actually put I emoji. So he says I'm going to sell my kidney for BTC. Eduardo T said A. Let's see. Somebody says I need to nurse my way right now. I'm a little ill. Oh, that's not good. Good morning from Amsterdam. You're probably having fun. A from Canada. Singapore. Crypto Columbus. Nice. KMC Fat and nurse by day, trader at night. I like it. Somebody says shout out to all my Patreons out there. Yes, David. Shout out to all the Patreons out there. Do you use trading bots? No, I don't use trading bots, but 90% of trades in the traditional stock market is by bots. If you read, there's a book, I highly recommend it. Actually, read this book here. This will talk about some of that stuff, called Principles by Ray Dalio. It talks about algorithms. He actually created algorithmic trading, or he was at least the first one that succeeded quite well with it. Ray Dalio. He runs one of the largest hedge funds in all of the United States called Bridgewater, over 175 billion in assets. Somebody said, oh, yes. So we're going to do a side-by-side comparison here of the dot-com bubble, which is depicted here in the left, versus the crypto bubble, quote unquote, that is depicted here on the right. And when I say it's a bubble is something that's based upon speculative value versus intrinsic value. Intrinsic value is the tangible value of any given asset or commodity, and intrinsic value is determined based upon the tangible use of certain asset or commodity. Intangible value, although, can also be a form of value. Now, you have to understand the intrinsic value of Bitcoin has not yet been determined. It was the same thing here in 1998 up to 2000. Sorry for that noise, by the way. Dev007 just joined. Nobody from Twitch is talking. I don't get it. Oh, there we do. We got one Twitch guy. Big Eagle. Charlotte, North Carolina. You rock. Thank you, brother. Charlotte, North Carolina. I was just in Raleigh, man. Go Duke. Screw UNC. We just probably lost 17 subscribers from that. Somebody says Copenhagen. JetX. Good. Awesome. Craft Beat says AA Captain. Danielle's in the house. I need to nurse my way right now. Danielle, hope you feel better, girl. Big Eel said, oh yeah. John Martinez says, Naeem, save us. Pill Paxton, you remind me of the Indian from Indian in the Cupboard. What? I don't. That doesn't sound good. Nice. Are you gonna show us the bubble chart or what? I'm the type of guy that likes to delay things. I like to build some anticipation. By the way, we're gonna be giving out a book tonight. So if you guys want to get a book, stay tuned. We'll be giving out the Internet of Money here to one of you viewers on the chat. And that's open for Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Somebody says, do you think the crypto crash and the Dow crash have any relation, or is it just a coincidence? Matt PalmQ. To be honest with you, I think that's a coincidence. The reason I say that is because the stock market has been in a 9-year bull run, and every 7 to 10 years, according to Ray Dalio, there is a crash in the market. And that was expected. I think the crypto market was just completely separate from that. It was its own ball game. But I think that it's happening at the right time, because now that the crypto market has low prices, understand that smart money likes to come in when prices are low. So in that manner, in that case, most of the smart money will want to come into crypto and use it as a hedge against the markets, because they know the markets are going to crash. These people aren't stupid. They've been through this before. People have traded many crashes, just like Ray Dalio. He traded through the 79 crash, the 80, the 87 crash, the whatever, the 90, I think 91 crash, the 99 crash, the 2000, the 99, 2000, same thing, and then into 2008. So there's been crashes all throughout history. It's a known fact. It's expected. It's real. It's part of the market. It's what a contraction is for. So we just got a super chat. Somebody says, Kilo Cut says, look at TRX yet? We don't need to look at TRX. It's not looking too good, I'll tell you that. Most of the altcoins are down. Hey, my dude, when do you believe we are recovering from this? BF. We already talked about that. I don't think we'll go beyond 5,900. If we break this support level, though, we'll most likely go into a very, very low price point. That's just the truth. And that's the honest but scary truth. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to see a curve. If you look at the MACD, you can see the histogram. We're losing sellers. There's a finite amount of sellers. There's never an infinite amount of sellers. And we're seeing these waves, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're hitting that 5th wave. So my expectation is for this to start curving back to MACD. And when that curves, this price curves. Somebody says, we hear you. Don't need to pick up the mic. Somebody says, how do I join the Patreon? The Patreon. Somebody says, I'm unsubscribing if you get closer to 40K. Don't want to see you blonde. That is hilarious. Somebody says, big dogs won't let their money sit around long, crypto. I agree. 5,300 is the lowest support. After that, we're all screwed. Goon stunts. It's like, we're all screwed, guys. Hopefully you don't have money in the markets. I like this chat a lot more than the YouTube chat. Matt Palm K. Yeah, you probably do enjoy that chat a lot more, I bet. Somebody says, if we get 40,000 subscribers, he's going to shave his head. I'm actually already obligated to shave my head because we hit over 500 likes on YouTube. So if we get 40,000 subscribers, though, I'm going to have to go blonde and shave my head. So I'll go blonde for one live stream, and then the next live stream I'll have to shave my head. But I don't think that's going to happen. Or actually, oh my gosh, now we're getting... I'm going to stop talking about it. You guys trick me by making me talk about it, and then you guys remember, and then you subscribe. Because now we have like almost, oh my gosh, less than like way less than like 700 subscribers, and then oh my god, I'm gonna stop. Don't subscribe, please. Everybody, please do not subscribe. Oh my gosh, we got tons of Twitch. Oh, by the way, yes, somebody asked about the trade alerts. The trade alerts are on our Patreon website, so any one of these will get you trade alerts. But tonight, if you're a Ruby and above, understand there's limited space here, so Rubies and above will actually have access to our Night Owls, which basically means we're going to be getting together here and we're going to be doing a coordinated discussion. So that means instead of going into one of these random free chats where you can go in and...
Speaking of moderate...
So these are good too. Look, they're calling support levels. Actually, let's listen in.
Actual like chat room, and you go to the right side of your screen and swipe.
So they're talking about some stuff. But anyways, we're doing a coordinated Ruby and above Night Owl tonight. We're going to be talking about the focuses, ICOs, and altcoins to invest in once the recovery occurs. And then if you're not there, you'll get a recording if you're a Ruby. But that's there. By the way, I'll just give a couple shout outs here. Let's see. Shout out to Michael Soares, new gold. Shout out to Gabe Huerta, new Ruby. Shout out to Danny Villa, new Ruby. I'll see you tonight, Danny. Shout out to Dawn, new gold. Shout out to Frank Dang, just became a Ruby. Good to have you. Shout out to Jason Pratt. Wow. Okay. Shout out to Srinivas Pendaila. I like it, man. Awesome name. And a ton of golds. I can't even name all the golds. Shout out to, who is that? Christopher Brett Langford. All right. Awesome, guys. That is awesome. We're going to be heading over to that Night Owl. Somebody says, he said we don't need to. Ha, ha, ha. I need to stop looking at it. Somebody says, how long will it stay around these prices? I'm looking to buy around 6,000. I would dollar cost average your way into your position. You guys want to hear something that I just learned of? This was actually some secret stuff that was given to me by an individual here in LA that I actually got together with, and it was about Tether. And really where Tether is headed, because people are kind of scared about Tether, but people don't realize that Tether was actually just now added to, what was it? Added to Brock Pierce's Twitter. And if you guys don't know who Brock Pierce is, he's a very influential individual in the market, and he's very well respected. He's actually building a crypto city in New Mexico. I'm sorry, in Puerto Rico. And he actually has now become on the board of Tether, and from what I heard, Tether did not do the audits with Friedman LLC or LTC, whatever the company was, the auditing firm. They dissolved their relationship with Friedman because of the fact that they were requiring transaction records of all transactions. And they didn't want to give up user privacy and just give that out. So from what I'm hearing, it was a good thing. What they did was protecting us. That's why Tether has been holding up from what we've seen, and that's just something I heard. It's not something that's guaranteed, but that's just something I've heard. Somebody says we'll sync together, brother. Check this out, guys. Talking about syncing, this will make all of you laugh. This is probably the funniest thing I've seen in a very long time. So look at this. Look at that. We're syncing. We're syncing, guys. Look at that. Shout out to Jake Esposito, just became a new Ruby. Shout out to Gabe again. Another Gabe. Many Gabes. Look at that. Isn't that funny? So he says, hopefully that's true. No. Somebody says, hey man, Gustavo Zambrano is a big fan of you. Thank you, Ricardo Ruiz. Somebody said, worried I am not going to make it in time to buy. Coinbase says 3 to 5 days. What do I do? Is wire transfer quicker? Renee Marie. What I would do to get Bitcoin the fastest right now, you want to use, what I would use is Gemini and do a bank wire transfer. A same day transfer through your bank will typically cost about $30 US dollars. But Gemini, for me, I can deposit like $50,000 in US dollars and get it within the same day, and also trade it and buy Bitcoin through Gemini. So that's what I would recommend if you're looking to get funds in fast. But you can't withdraw the Bitcoin from Gemini until it's verified, but you can pretty much get it the same day as long as you do it within business hours, which would typically be 9 to 5. Somebody says, you can buy 10K. Naeem, when looking at RSI, should I be looking at the 1 hour, 4 hour, or 1 day chart? It works in all platforms. It just depends on how you're trading. You know, if you're day trading, swing trading, and value investing, you want to use different charts. There's 3 different types of traders, so depends. Somebody says, what is it called? Gemini? Yes, Gemini. So if you guys go on our Discord, there's also a place here called Resources, and you can find all of these tools here. So Gemini is actually down here. You got GDAX. This is low fee. So you see high bank wire limits. So I pretty much have all this stuff out here. Some people are not. So the thing with Discord is you actually have to go and look for information. You know, it's not like Telegram where you just spammed with notifications. It's almost like a platform where you have to go and actively look. So, oh my gosh, look at that. We have over 100 rubies right now. Look at that. It's going to be a huge night tonight. We got a ton of new golds. So I look forward to seeing you guys there tonight. Somebody says, been waiting on my Gemini verification. Yes. Somebody said, I've been seeing a lot of ads for Zal today. Bank response to crypto. Interesting. If you can get verified on Gemini, they still haven't verified my account since mid-December. Kelly Mullins. Interesting. I didn't know that. I've been using Gemini since like before 2015. I mean, I've been using it for a long time. Somebody says, takes about a month to get verified. I didn't know that. I got verified quick at the time. O'Sullivan said, does the price of BTC affect ICO prices? Should we invest in ICOs during a bull or bear markets? Who benefits? I would say during bull markets. Everything you want to invest in is during a bull market. You typically don't want to you don't want to invest in a bear market. It's just it's not a smart decision because, I mean, if you know the definition of a bear market, you'll know what I'm talking about. I'll show you the definition of a bear market. So a bear market, if we were to pull up Google, a market in which prices are falling, encouraging selling. So why would you want to buy during a market that is encouraging selling, right? So, you know, you just have to be smart. Somebody says, emeralds. Almost a week waiting to get verified at Gemini. Yes. Do golds get into ICO tonight? No, the golds are only going to be getting the trade alerts. We got too many golds. We have like 1,000+ golds. So we have way too many golds to do a night owl with them. It would just kind of, you know, ruin the point of this night owl. This only is for rubies. Because if you go to the golds, you can see there's tons of rubies. There's way more golds. So golds will go on and on and on. This is just the ones that are online. So we got tons of golds. We can't do that. Sorry. Somebody says, how does one day trade in a bear market, or is that too broad a question? No, HCAR, you can day trade in a bear market for sure. You know, what I would say is if you're bored in this market, do paper trading. Go on Gemini and literally, or go on TradingView, just paper trade. Click buy, you know, sell. You can set up, you can practice stop losses. You can practice take profits, limit orders, stop orders, and do all that with fake money. Fake money. So, by the way, let's look at this graph here, and then we're going to give away a book. So we got this book here, Mastering Bitcoin. This is the advanced version of the book we're going to give away, which is going to be called The Internet of Money. I actually just gave the book out to a friend of mine here in LA. So I don't have the book on me, but I've read it. And it's an awesome book. It's called The Internet of Money here by Andreas M. Ontopoulos, or however you say it. And it's an awesome book. He's very good at explaining the fundamentals. If you're more of a female, emotional individual, I would get How Money Got Free. It's a more of like a dramatic book that talks about the history, the present, and the future of Bitcoin. Principles by Ray Dalio is an awesome book too. Candlestick Charting and Psychology of Trading, or Trading Psychology. These are books for more of the ones that want to understand trading at a higher regard. So understand that. Somebody said, join our team on Discord. Yes, the Discord is popping 24/7. But let's look at this comparison. So you've got this huge run up here. You've got this consolidation. And this was the .com bubble from 1997 up until 2000. We saw this parabolic run up. But let me tell you something here. So you guys want to know how to make money in a down market like this? I'll show you exactly how. So in order to make money in a down market, you have to understand market fundamentals and market arithmetic. And what I mean by that is What goes up must come down. What goes down typically will come up. What do I mean by that? Well, understand, if you see how this market, even in a bubble, how it declines, it goes down. And by the way, this is a 1 week chart. So if you look at all of these downfalls, just imagine this 10 times more parabolic than how they are, or actually 7 times more parabolic, because this is 1 day and this is 1 week. But I want to show you the 1 week chart to just depict this to you so you have an understanding of how this works. So when markets crash, they'll go down, but guess what? They'll go back up. They'll go down, go up. On the way down, you can see how it went up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Well, guess what? With Bitcoin, so far, down, a little bit of up, down. Guess what? There's going to be some sort of up. Does that mean it's the end all be all? Well, no. It could go up, drop back down. Very possible. Based upon my analytics, I don't think that would occur. I don't think it would go past this lower low. And the reason I say that is if you look at the MACD, quite overstretched, most likely going to curve back, hitting the 5th wave, RSI under 30, oversold. We're going to start seeing some sort of curve back. Now, what I'll tell you is this. Let's say you bought position at 11.3 like I did, around this price point. Well, what you can do is let this price go down, and when it sees these run-ups, see, this is where money is made. It's in these green zones in a down market. You just have to know how to play it. You have to time it correctly. So this is going to have some sort of green zone around this area here. The question is, how much magnitude is that going to see? You can never determine magnitude. You can only determine price movements. But understand, based upon our prediction so far here with Bitcoin, if you look at Bitcoin's average here, if we pull up the 1 day chart on BTC USD, you can see here that we had a constricting falling wedge, or a contracting falling wedge. We broke out of that because of the emotional spur. These are where ladders are formed. MACD became overstretched, starting to see that it's going to curve, in my opinion. Once that curves, we're going to find our way back into this endpoint here, into the apex. Once we hit this apex, I think we'll enter right back into this contracting falling wedge, into the apex, which is going to be right on top of, guess what? We've got the 50-day moving, or the 200-day moving average right here in the apex, where we predict that price is going to bounce back off of, because it was following it quite well here, where you see there's resistance on the apex heading into it. So that's my opinion here. Somebody says, how do I get your trade alerts? Oh my gosh, it's on the top here. So if you see the purple, it says trade alerts. If you don't go on there, go on Patreon, patreon.com/snipers, and you just, any one of these will get you trade alerts. That's how you get the trade alerts. And then for those of you that are rubies, we'll be at the Night Owl tonight. So the Night Owl will be here. This is where you guys can get kind of like the after information, the extra, the uncensored stuff will be right here, Patreon exclusive under Ruby Plus. You can see we already got a pretty full house here, and I can't wait to see some of you guys out there. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and give a couple shout outs here real quick, and we'll talk about some really fun stuff and do a giveaway. Shout out to Xavier Herrera, new Emerald. Shout out to Pati Zeng, new Ruby. See you tonight, Pati. Shout out to Immaculator, new Ruby. I'll see you tonight, brother. It's going to be a fun night for sure, and I look forward to seeing you all that are going to be there. We're going to be talking about ICOs. We're going to have an ICO mastermind as well tonight, so that's going to be fun. Somebody says, this is denial. This is going through the floor. Wait till second tomorrow. Silver Jaguar. Well, I'll tell you what. If it breaks the support level, we're most likely to see price levels drop exuberantly, as much as we saw this exuberant run-up. And the reason I say that is because after that, it's exactly what you're talking about. At that point, it's an all-out bear market. But I don't expect that to happen. The reason I say that is we're following this 5th wave here. It makes a lot of sense for this to actually go ahead and start pulling back. You can see this histogram. Understand, sellers are not infinite. Sellers are finite. You can see here, This was larger than the previous histogram, right? Bam, this was larger than this one. This was smaller than all of them. It's getting smaller, which means sellers are going down. Sellers are going down. Less and less sellers. So, with that being said, I believe that right there is going to be one big aspect of where this is going to head to. Somebody said, that's funny. Yes, we are live on every single platform you can think of right now. Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Somebody says, can you post the Patreon and Discord link? Yes, I will post that here in the chat here. Bam, I'll post that for you guys. Let me get the links here. Hopefully this will help out. There you go. And then I'll post the Discord as well. There you go. Somebody says, if we hit 1,000 likes, will you shave your eyebrows? If we hit 1,000 likes, will I shave my eyebrows? You guys are insane. Let's see what the likes are doing right now. Oh my gosh, now all the likes are going up. You guys are crazy. I've already agreed to shave my head because we hit, what, 500 likes? And now you guys want me to shave my eyebrows? Somebody says, he took off his jacket, just got real. BTC will rise, Robier. That's hilarious. Somebody says, do you like Neo or Ethereum more? Good question. Wow. I like Ethereum a lot. Neo, I'm just starting to fall in love with. So it's kind of like, you know, you have your girlfriend, but then you meet a different girl, and I'm just kidding. But it's almost like, you know, you have a girlfriend, and then you have, like, you know, another friend that just comes into your life, and you're like, man, this guy's pretty cool, or this, you know, this person's really cool. And I'm just like in that honeymoon phase right now with Neo. But Ethereum has been a long time, you know, I mean, that's my ride or die. So that's kind of how I feel about it. Dan DeSilva said, LOL. Somebody says, sup, bro. Somebody says, meeting tomorrow is going to be bad. Yes, the SEC is having a meeting. Kilo Cut says, pimpin' ain't easy. Somebody says, I like Neo. Man, our Twitch followers are just soaring through the roof. Thank you guys for that, man. Even YouTube, yeah. By the way, if we hit 40,000, yeah, we will do I'll dye my hair blonde. But I don't think we're getting, oh snap, we are getting near there. Now we're at less than 600 away from, we went from like 1,000 away to 600 away from hitting 40,000 subscribers on YouTube. So yeah, I will dye my hair blonde if that happens, because I agreed to it. And my mentor said, Naeem, all you've got is your word. You can't go against your word. But our Twitch following has been increasing like crazy since we started streaming on there. It's been pretty cool. So he says, how does Neo and Gas work? And is there another coin like that? I believe there is a couple other coins like that, but it pretty much rewards you gas. It's almost like proof of stake. That's kind of how I like to look at it. I actually like to look at it as dividends, right? There's like 3 types of dividends in the crypto market. There's hard forks that end up splitting tokens. That's where you get like Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin so forth, Diamond. And then there's also ways that you can get other coins by just holding coins, and that's proof of stake. So that's another form of a dividend, in my opinion. And then there's gas. So Neo is a form of gas. They reward you. It's a whole different coin, but it's given as gas. As a matter of fact, Ethereum is actually a form of gas. And that's what Ethereum, the token itself, was made for. Shout out to Billy Farr, new Ruby, brother. Good to have you on the team. I'll see you tonight, man. Shout out to Faisal Siraj, new Ruby. Good to have you, man. And then I think Immaculator we just gave a shout out to as a new Ruby. Good to have you guys on the new Ruby squad. Somebody says KuCoin gives rewards. There you go. Thank you, Robert Charles Lorson. That's funny. Somebody says, bye kids. You know when it hits 4,000, we're gonna, yeah. Do you invest in coins with very high circulating supply like Stellar, OG, Cardano? I like Stellar. I just don't like all the coins with max supplies that are too high, because in my opinion, long term, the sustainability of that coin as something that can be valued at a higher level is a little bit less than coins that have lower max supplies. So understand you're not buying shares of these companies. Not companies are buying shares of when you're investing. Somebody says, you are amazing. Thank you, Flavio. You're amazing, man. Thank you, guys. Yeah, we've had tons of support here. Somebody says, do you invest in coins with very high circulating supply? Yes. I just answered that, actually. So it says, could you show me an example of a trade alert that you post? Yes. Somebody just added me on Snapchat out of nowhere. That's random. I think it's in the description of YouTube. That's why. Yeah, so this is an example. I think I actually just pulled it up earlier. Let me see if it's still there. But yeah, here's an example of our trading alert. So when I post trading alerts, I will post the full-on alert. Like this was one where I posted. Here's another one that I posted here. Profit zone, stop loss zone. You know, I haven't posted many since this huge downturn, just because this is another one. I'll post profit zone, buy zone, stop loss. And then I'll actually put the chart description here, and then I'll also send podcasts. So if you're a Ruby, you'll get a podcast like this every day. You can play this on your phone. So
The information from Naeem and any other Snipers Tube affiliate or members for informational purposes only. It should not be considered.
So that's like the beginning, and then it goes into it.
It's like an
No, but I was just curious about most ICOs are for very large investors. Is that
No.
correct?
Not at all. You can often get in with.
So that's awesome. Those are two of our rubies. Oh my gosh, now literally like tons of people are adding us on Snapchat. You guys are insane. I actually do post some cool Snapchats. I'll be in like different crypto masterminds, and I'll just like take the phone out and start snapping it. Somebody says Bitcoin is mooning. Yes, it is. It is definitely mooning. Somebody says, Naeem, don't like it. Rock the Kushbash. Rockin' the Kushbash. Sounds like an Indian song. Buy them new microphones, somebody said. Looking forward to night COD stats. Me too, Julio. Can't wait to see you there, brother. Somebody says, CNBC said cryptos were crap when they were going up. Now they're saying buy them. Seems like this was a major pump and dump. That is awesome, Silver Jaguar. I like that. That's funny. Let's give away a book real quick, guys. Let's do a book giveaway. This is going to be open to every single one of our viewers, whether you're on Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. So we'll give away a couple books here. We'll do the first one here. I'll surprise you on which one it's going to be, but we're going to do multiple different giveaways. The first one is going to be a question. So the question is, based on what I've talked about tonight, I pretty much talked about a couple different things, but I think the one thing I'd like for you guys to explain to me is, what does the RSI stand for? Let's do that again. I like doing that one. What does the RSI stand for? And I'll just pick a viewer here on YouTube. What does the RSI stand for? Somebody says RIP. So let's just pick somebody here. Bam. Simply Dusty on YouTube. Relative Strength Index. Good for you, brother. You went ahead and won the Internet of Money. That's just one. We'll give away another one right before we end the stream. So good for you, brother. We'll give away another one later. And we'll continue to give away the Internet of Money. Send me a message, Simply Dusty, on YouTube, and I'll go ahead and verify that, and we'll get you that book, brother. So yeah, we got tons of new followers here on Snapchat. Hey, by the way, we got some new rubies here. Shout out to Wayne Gogo, just became new gold. Shout out to Srinivas Pandaila as well. Somebody says, how do I access? Okay, so somebody's really confused. So when you get into our Patreon and stuff, so basically you need to connect your Patreon to your Discord. The link is actually going to be on the Patreon page. So there's actually, if you go on the home page there, you guys can actually click on the patreon.com website, go onto the main page of the Snipers Tube Patreon here, and just click link to Discord to Patreon. And this will show you how to do it. Then once you're linked, it will auto assign you on Discord, and then basically go here to Ruby Plus, and you can get in on the chat. You can see we got a full house. We're going to be heading over here tonight. For those of you that want the extra information, the Discord link is in the description. To become a Patreon, you can get in here. This is free, this chat, this whole area, but the Ruby and Above Night Owl tonight is what you have to be a Ruby for. All of that is going to be shown in the description. You guys can join Patreon and Discord. It's basically a two-way thing. I would do Discord first and then Patreon, or do Patreon first and then Discord. We're going to be heading over there tonight. We already got tons of people out here, and this is where we really like to continue the night, get into more uncensored information. What it really does is it allows us to have dialogue rather than just one-way communication, monologue. It allows us to go two ways, right, and have a conversation, and that's what the point is. So I look forward to seeing some of you guys there tonight. Somebody said, oh snap, Mohawk. No Mohawk. We haven't hit 1,000 likes, dude. We haven't hit 1,000 likes, and we haven't hit 40,000 subscribers yet. Oh man, we're getting close though. That is hilarious. We are getting really close. If we hit 40,000 subs, I will dye my hair blonde like I promised. If we hit 1,000 likes, I will have a mohawk. That's apparently what you guys want. Somebody says, hit me with a book, H Carve. Yeah, let's do another book giveaway here. Why don't we do one here for our Twitchers here? Because we haven't done a Twitch one. That was on YouTube. So here's another question, and this will be for YouTube and Twitch, and I'll just pick a random person, and we'll do another one after that. So we'll give away 3 books. How about that? I like to give away books because I get tweets from people saying that it's helped out a lot. This is actually a tweet we got recently, and the guy got blown up after this tweet. It was hilarious, but he posted this picture right here, and he was like, he said, I'll show you right now. He basically said, thank you for the book, blah blah blah, and then you can see here, big shout out to Naeem over at SnipersTube. Just got my free book from winning a YouTube live stream answer. Naeem is one of the most trustworthy figures in the crypto world. I suggest everyone checks out his channel. We got like 19 likes on that. I too won during a live stream. Question answer, read the book, and it's definitely worth every minute of your time. Look at that. So a ton of people win these books, and it's like kind of like my way to give back. I just like giving education because that's what was given to me, and it really helped me a lot. And the books will really help a lot of you guys. If you don't understand what you're investing in, then you're gonna be a sheep, and you don't want to be a sheep because sheep just follow. So what we'll do is we'll give away a book here, and the question for this book giveaway is going to be this. Let's do this. What is this indicator here called? What is this indicator here called? It can be the short version or the long version. Short version or the long version. What is this indicator called? So let's go ahead and check out what people are saying. Let's see. Shout out to, let's see the winner. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. Bam. The winner is, let's see. Let's be a little bit picky here. Who said that? Oh my gosh, I can't even find it. Shout out to, why don't we do the first one that I saw on, the first one I saw here on Twitch was Half a Singe. Shout out to Half a Singe. You won, brother. Send me a message on Twitter, brother, and I'll get you that book. So we're going to be heading over to our Night Owl guys tonight. This is going to be taking place on our Discord. Highly recommend all of you get on our Discord. I will post a link here. And did you guys enjoy the night, by the way? Hopefully you guys enjoyed this night. I'll post a link here for our Discord. I hope to see you guys there tonight. For those of you rubies and above, I'll see you guys there as well. And that is the link there for you guys. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. And until next time, my name is Naeem Al-Obeidi. And I really enjoyed this live stream with you guys tonight. We're going to continue to watch Bitcoin, continue to watch where prices are headed, because understand that every market goes through its good times and its bad. But as long as you can get through the bad times, you'll have a chance to see the good times. So thank you guys for watching. And like always, snipers out.